welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to do something a little different. I wanted to talk to you all about crystals. Quite a few of you all actually asked for a crystal video, so let's just get right into it. I'm going to create a little vibe for us. I got the window open. I turned the air off just to get some fresh air circulating in the home. We're going to light a little candle. We got some tea. We'll make some chamomile tea. Okay, so crystals, this is a huge subject. Like, we could talk about this forever. There's so much to know about crystals, but first just know that they come from the earth. It's basically a rock that comes from the earth, and there's probably hundreds of different crystals out there, and they are beneficial to us when we use them, whether we put them on our body. There's a lot of different uses for them. I'll go into that, but it's useful to us similar to how food is useful to us. Just think about it. There's different herbs and foods and spices that come from the earth that we can actually use to help with different blood disorders, mental disorders, mood disorders, bleeding disorders, pretty much anything. And that's the same thing when it comes to crystals. They come from the earth. The earth provides everything that we need, you all. So if you're kind of like, crystals, ooh, that's weird, just think of it just like food. I mean, you get food from the earth, don't you? Like, it's the same with crystals. So that's the way I'm looking at it. So first, to start off with, I am somewhat new to using crystals. I've probably used them for a few years, but there's, like I said, there's a lot of information. So first, I told you all what they are. Secondly, I want to talk to you all about different uses for them. So me personally, I've used them during meditation. So basically, certain crystals hold certain energy. So for instance, if you all know about different chakras, which is just energy systems that you have within your body, and they correlate to certain feelings and emotions and things like that. That's another rabbit hole that you'll fall down, and it just gets even bigger and bigger because we have more than just the 7 chakras. But anywho, Amethyst, which is this purple quartz crystal, this is really popular, and it's usually used to help with your third eye, and it helps you to really have more awareness, and it helps you to elevate beyond just like the surface level mundane earthly things that we have going on. So this crystal amethyst really helps with that. So meditating while holding amethyst, putting it directly on your third eye, just throughout the day, if you put amethyst or any crystals, you can do this with any crystals, putting them, like, I like to carry crystals in my bra because it's close to me, especially anything that has to do with the heart chakra. I'll keep it literally like in my bra right next to my heart. You can wear crystals. Right now I'm wearing, I believe this is Selenite I'm wearing right now. No, not Selenite, citrine is what I'm wearing. This is Selenite right here. So you can wear these on you. You can put them in your bra. You can put them in your pocket, put them in your wallet. I bought a tiger's eye, which is supposed to help with grounding you, and it's really good. Some crystals are correlated to different zodiac signs as well, but I'll go into that. But you can put them in your car. You can put them in your purse. What's really good is a lot of people put them under their pillow. And when I tell you, your dreams get real intense when you start doing that, it's crazy. Like, you're going to want to have a dream book when you start putting crystals under your pillow. Like, that's a whole nother thing. So, you can do that. Use it for meditation. I like to use it a lot with meditation because it helps to center you and focus you. And you start to think about, you have to look up what the crystal actually helps with. And just, you can envision certain things that you want to envision, that you want to manifest into your life, certain feelings that you want to feel, or you just can just sit there and meditate, just clear your mind. So that's one way to use it. And then also, something I want you all to know is, when you first buy crystals, like I said, they're similar to food. So when you buy a head of lettuce, you don't just cut it up and start eating it. You get it, you peel it off, you start cleaning it, you chop it up, you cleanse it before you put it into your body. The same thing has to happen with crystals. Don't just buy a crystal and start using it, because these crystals, they can absorb energy. and they can get dirty. They cannot work because they're not charged properly, or cleansed properly. So the way that you can cleanse this crystal of all the energy that has basically come into contact with it, there's several different ways you can do it, and there's certain crystals that you can do certain things with, certain crystals you can't do certain things with. So one of the ways to cleanse your crystal is to use sage. Now, I think sage has been pretty much out there a lot in, popular world, so people know a little bit about sage. Sorry about my area if it's dirty, but anywho, from the sage, I actually bought some crystals today, and so I want to show you all how I will cleanse these with sage. So first you just burn your sage, and it's kind of windy in here, so hopefully it'll catch for me. And you can use sage, you can use Palo Santo if you want to, but sage is very, very cleansing. And what it's doing is it's taking away anybody's energy, any energy that came into contact with it. Remember, this is just like food. And you just put the sage, you just put it right over the smoke, your crystals. That's all you do. So that's one way to cleanse your crystals. And like I said, sage removes any negative energy, positive. It just removes all the energy, makes it neutral, so that whatever you bring to the table is what these crystals will absorb and what you'll be able to. It's just charged with your energy, instead of having other people's energy on it. So that's one way to do it. Another way is to take salt water and put your crystals in salt water. Some crystals do not do well in salt water, so make sure you look that up. But if you don't want to put them in salt water, if they don't do well with salt water, you can just take salt. Say this was an empty container, this candle jar. You can put your crystals in that jar, get you a bowl of salt, put your crystal, and then just put the jar in between the salt. You get what I'm saying? I'm going to show you all a picture of it. But that's one way to do it as well. You can some people just simply rinse them off with warm water too. But sage, I think, is probably the best bet just to start it off. Sometimes people like to soak their crystals in salt water. That can help. Just make sure that you are looking to see which ones don't do well in salt, because some of them actually dissolve. Like I have a green selenite, and these actually dissolve in salt. So what you have to realize is that these rocks, these crystals, they're made of different minerals, and that's why some of these can actually, a lot of them can actually be used to help with certain diseases that you have going on. Some can help with headaches, with memory loss. Depression is a really big one. Feeling like really low and you need to elevate yourself. Again, amethyst. This is probably like the most popular one, amethyst, I would say. Really helps. I'm just burning a piece of sage, y'all. And then there's also a crystal that actually cleanses crystals. So I was talking earlier about selenite. This right here, of course, you want to cleanse your selenite. But something that I'm actually want to invest in is a selenite slab. So what you would, it's basically like a kind of like a table type of deal, but it's just flat, a flat piece of this rock or crystal, and this actually cleanses other crystals. So what you could do is just put your crystal on here, let it sit for overnight or whatever, and it will cleanse the crystal. It will take away any energy out of the crystal. So that, well, not the energy that the crystal gives off, but any negative energy from it, and make it neutral. Okay, so that's one way. And then that's the cleanser. Then people say that you should charge your crystals. So one way that you can charge your crystals is you can use the actual moon cycles. The moon is so powerful. That's why the sign of Cancer, shout out to all the Cancers, is so powerful. Just think about it. The moon affects so many things. The moon affects the tides. It's the only way that we have waves. The only way that we have the ocean moving is because of the moon. The moon affects growth. Things grow based off of the moon. The moon affects people in general, which is a whole other discussion. You know, people say it's a full moon, you know, oh my goodness. The moon is full. Like, it's time to purge and release a lot of things, and some people can't handle it. The moon just controls so many things, and it's something I'm still learning a lot about. And then just in general, women, our cycle is based off the moon cycle. I mean, that right there is just like, what the heck? Like, that's amazing to me. 28 days in our cycle, 28 days. Like, it's just, it goes deep, y'all. So using the moons can help you to charge your crystals. So if your intentions are to start something new, you want to start off fresh, new, then you would charge your crystals on a new moon. So basically all you would have to do is take your crystals, cleanse them like you're doing, or just take them as you're using them and put them on your windowsill under the moonlight. I've even put mine on top of my car because I have an SUV, so it's high enough so no one can see on top of my car. I put them on top of my car throughout so that the moon, it can be absorbed by the moonlight, and then I'll take them down in the morning. And then also you can charge your crystals through the full moon as well, and that's if you want to kind of release certain things. But you can do it on any type of moon cycle, any moon really. You can just put it on. I have all this, what is all this blue stuff on my hand? I just realized that. I guess because I was messing with my markers earlier. Anywho, disregard this blue stuff on my hand. Anyways, so yeah, you can use the moon to charge your crystals. You can also use the sun as well, but there's some crystals that do not, I repeat, do not do well in the sunlight. One being a quartz crystals. Like the clear quartz do well, but crystals like this one, which is a rose quartz, which is really good for self-love, love in general. I used to be one of those people that was like self-love, love, whatever. I'm not about that. I'm trying to get things going, get things popping. Like love, like, okay, you know, love is, I took love for granted, y'all. Like, that's a whole other video. But your like self-worth and self-love, like, it's just everything. So this crystal really helps with that. So I bought this one new, and you can see the difference. This one is a little bit, this is the one I already had. This is a little bit lighter than this one. I think I had this one out in the sun too much, and the sun kind of washes out these crystals, the color in them. So keep in mind, there's some crystals that cannot, I repeat, cannot be put in the sun because it will wash it out. The same with amethyst. They will become a lot lighter, and they say that sometimes it can actually ruin the crystal. So keep that in mind. Like I said, there's so much to learn about crystals and what they do, how they work. Oh, a really exciting way. I'm going to actually do it in a few days. There's going to be a full moon coming up. So what you can do is you can create a crystal elixir. Just take a jar, a pitcher, anything, a container, a clear container, and of course you cleanse your crystals. Put your crystals in there, whichever ones you want to use. There's some crystals, again, like I said, that cannot go in water, and there's some crystals that they're toxic for you. Using like amethyst, smoky quartz, which is what I just bought, rose quartz, clear quartz, and I've never done it, so I'm excited to try it. So basically you take these crystals, put them in a jar, add in some water. She used distilled water, so I'll probably use that as well. I like spring water, but you can use whatever, any type of water you like. Put the water in there, let it sit out in the full moon. Just put it on your windowsill and just let it sit and absorb the energy from the full moon, and then you have a crystal elixir. So when you drink it, you're drinking all the different qualities that the crystals themselves have. You're putting it into your bloodstream. Like, I think that's so cool. Like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to try it. So I'm gonna try that, and that's something else you can do with your crystals. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Just a clear, like a little bitty basis as to crystals and how I use them. Like I said, I use them for meditation. I sleep with my crystals. I wear them daily. And And there's so much information out there, you all. The more that I learn, I will be sharing with you all. So something else I want you all to know is that not all crystals are created equally. So keep that in mind. Not all of them are real. Sometimes you'll go, like, I've been to, I went to Kohl's, and they were selling like I think it was a clear quartz. They were selling it, but there's like it's a wand. You can get a clear quartz wand, or you can get a selenite wand like this, but it's like a wand, the actual wand you can hold. And they were selling it, yeah, and it was like $30-something. It looked weird. The tag just said yellow. It didn't have any type of, like, it didn't say any name of a crystal, it just said yellow. And it was $30. I'm like, that's not real. That costs too much to begin with, and it looks weird, it looks dirty. And it just says yellow on the tag. So make sure that you're buying your crystals from an actual crystal seller. Make sure it's legit, because you're not gonna get the effects from them. So that's something I want to let you all know. I actually get mine here in St. Louis from this from the farmers market. There's this couple that sells them. I get them from them, and I really like them. It's really affordable. And I also went to another place, I cannot remember where I got my first crystals from a few years ago, but oh, and also another way you all can use crystals is crystal soap, which I think is so freaking bomb, y'all. It's so cool. So I got this opalite. It's really pretty. I think opalite is actually artificial. It's an artificial crystal, but it still has the benefits of what a crystal would give you, but it's actually man-made. So this was actually in a bar of soap, and I'll put the company where I got it from in the description box. And the whole premise behind using crystals embedded in soap is that as you're washing your body, all of the energy of that crystal is being put into your body. So isn't that cool? Like, you know, because like your pores are getting open, you're cleansing yourself. It makes sense that you would want to cleanse yourself with a crystal, you know, because crystals can really alleviate certain feelings and emotions and things like that. So I think that's so awesome. So yeah, that's that. I do, y'all, I could tell y'all some stuff about this crystal that got me pregnant. The crystal didn't get me pregnant, but wearing it, I feel like made me pregnant. That's a whole other video. I love you all. Peace. I didn't even drink my tea, honey. Get into this tea. That's that. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I do want to announce something for you all, for everybody who actually watched through the whole video. I got you all some crystals. So I'm going to be doing a giveaway. I got you all this pink quartz, or rose quartz I should say. And once again, I said the rose quartz is really good for self-love, love in general. It's good for your heart chakra, you all. We all have the world needs more love. So if you're one of those people that was like me, that was like, love, like who has time for that, get you this rose quartz. And then I'm also going to be giving away this amethyst. It's really pretty amethyst, and this helps with your crown chakra. It helps you to have more insight, more intuition, and it's really good for meditation. And then I also got a tiger's eye, because tiger's eye, like I talked about earlier, is good with grounding you. It's just, oh, and I meant to tell you all about the zodiac signs, but anywho, this is associated with the sign Taurus. So just think about Taurus. They keep moving forward to what they want. They stay focused on what they want. They make it happen, and they just keep going for it. So this is what the tiger's eye, you know, the eye of the tiger. It'll help you to be more grounded. So I'm going to be giving away these 3 crystals for you all, and I'll put all the rules in the description box down below. So yeah, let me know if you all use crystals. What type of videos do you all want to see more of? And yeah, I hope you all like this. I was a little like nervous, I guess, because I haven't done videos like this too much on this channel. So anywho, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you all so much for watching, and